So hi, hello everyone, it's me CA Sanjay. So welcome back to next particular items of FS, that is depreciation and amortization. See, we all know depreciation and amortization is one of the important topic of P&L account. Yes. So we all know depreciation means for tangible assets, amortization means nothing but for intangible assets. Tangible assets in the value will get depreciated. For intangible asset, we used to say it as amortized, right? Right? Yes. So there are certain general topics in depreciation amortization which I'm giving you as a homework, because I don't think this topic will be asked. I think they are going to ask only audit procedures. Okay, and these general topics are few things which you can chumma read and understand. Nothing is there like auditor should understand the accounting policy relating to depreciation. Auditor should see whether such accounting policies as per the company's or accounting standard, whether that accounting policy is consistently following, whether depreciation is calculated after making adjustments from residual value, how depreciation, there's a cost minus residual value divided by useful life, right? This is your depreciation, right? So whether depreciation is calculated the same way, whether depreciation and amortization charges are valid, whether depreciation is accurately calculated, whether it is properly recorded in the proper period, whether the changes in the PPE has been properly shown, whether the most appropriate depreciation method. See, we know there are three methods, right? SLM method, WDV method, or we can also go for production unit method, unit-based production unit method. So if the asset is going to be used uniformly, we can go for SLM method. If the asset is of such nature that its usefulness gets depreciated, its usefulness gets reduced every year, it's better to go with WDV method. If the asset is of such kind that it can only produce a particular unit, say for example, I'm purchasing a plant and machinery. The peculiarity of this plant and machinery is it can only produce 1 lakh unit. Okay, only produce 1 lakh unit. Its life is 10 years. But if you are producing 1 lakh unit in the first year, then the life of the plant and machinery is of no use. Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is not required. Okay, the peculiarity of this plant and machinery is it can only produce 1 lakh units. Okay, even if the life is 10 years, if you are producing 1 lakh units in the first year, then the plant and machinery is of no use. So in such cases, we should go by unit method, unit-based method. Unit-based method. Say for example, first year we produced 30,000 unit, then we should go for 30% depreciation. If the second year, if we produce again 50,000 unit, we should go for 50% depreciation. Not on the basis of SLM or WDV, we should go for production unit method. Okay, so we as an auditor, we should see which method is most appropriate. Okay, these are the basic things which you have to understand. Now we are actually coming into the point audit procedures. These audit procedures has been given in my short notes here. These are the points, short notes points. You can either read from here, this is more than enough for you, or you can go and read the textbook. Both are one and the same, but this is a little more crisp and the shortcut one. Okay, first obtain an understanding of entity's process of charging depreciation and amortization. You can see the same point here. Obtain understanding of entity's process of charging the depreciation and amortization. What do you mean by that? See, there are different methods, right? SLM method, WDV method, production unit method. As an auditor, I should obtain understanding which method has been used by the management to charge the depreciation. Then I have to obtain fixed asset register maintained by the entity. I have to obtain fixed asset register. You can see the same point here. Obtain fixed asset register maintained by the entity. Why? See, in certain companies like production-based companies, they will be using n number of machines. So it is not possible for an auditor to go one by one and verify each and every machines. So he should obtain the fixed asset register. On a sampling basis, he can choose certain assets and he can verify the depreciation computed on such assets. There is always a risk that certain capital expenditure will be shown as a revenue expenditure and revenue expenditure will be shown as capital expenditure. Okay, if the company want to reduce the profit, what they will do is they will show certain capital expenditure as revenue expenditure. The company want to increase their profit, they will show certain revenue expenditure as capital expenditure. So that is always such kind of risk. That is always a risk that the entity could capitalize the expenditure which are of revenue nature and in order to increase the profit, or they will show the or charge the capital expenditure directly in the income and expense account to reduce the profit. So as an auditor, we should see for such kind of things. And as an auditor, I should also see whether there's any fake asset. Fake asset. Actually, say for example, in companies' books of account, I can see there are 20 plant and machinery. But when I'm physically verifying, I can only see 15. Other 5 are fake assets. Just for the purpose of showing in the books of account, they have shown certain fake assets. Okay. So as an auditor, I should see all these kind of things. Obtain list of all additions and deletions along with the proper approval. What are the assets which has been purchased during the year, what are the assets which has been sold off, disposed of during the year. As an auditor, I should obtain the list of these items, and I have to see whether proper authorization has been received before purchasing and before disposing. Then on a sample basis, I have to verify the fixed asset register. I have said all these points earlier. Then so that is all about our second point. Then there is a always there is the entity could capitalize expenditure of revenue nature. We have already said this. Then on a sample, for a sample of asset, verify the rate of depreciation and depreciation calculation. See, even if it is not possible to go for every 100% transaction, 100% verification, as an auditor, we can go for some sampling basis. We can verify the rate of depreciation chart, how much depreciation has been charged on each asset, whether the rate of depreciation is correct, whether the such depreciation is as per the accounting standard or Companies Act. Okay, then obtain list of all the components identified by the management. Check the amortization of intangible assets. Ensure the depreciation is charged on the asset from the date when it is ready to use and not ready to put to use. When the asset is ready to use, we can start charging the depreciation, and not when the asset is put to use. Okay, I think this topic you are learning already in your DT, direct tax, right? Not put to use. Put to use ready to use we have to charge the depreciation. Ensure the depreciation is charged on the asset from the date when it is ready to use, right? I think these 2 points are same, one are the same, right? Pretty mistake. Check the calculation of depreciation for taxation purpose. Perform analytical procedures. Verify the useful life and residual values. Verify the useful life and residual. Okay, see, some points are here. Say for example, ensure depreciation start from the asset from the date when it is ready to use and not from the date of actual usage. Ensure the depreciation on revalued amount has been properly accounted from revaluation reserve. See, already I think you are learning in your accounts relating to certain adjustments whenever you are revaluing the asset, and whenever you are charging depreciation on the revaluation asset, depreciation will be charged to revaluation reserve, right? Yes, I think you are already learning all these kind of things in your accounts. So just see whether such entries are properly adjusted in the books of account. Okay, then see whether depreciation and computations are as per the Income Tax Act, all this kind of thing. Perform analytical procedures to obtain the overall reasonableness of depreciation. Then as said, residual values have been proper. See, we all cost minus residual value divided by useful life. So residual value is very important. So ensure that the residual values are proper. Ensure that the depreciation and amortization has been computed prospectively whenever there is a change in the useful life of PPE or intangible asset. Whenever there is a change in the useful life, the depreciation amount will change. So we have to see whether such depreciation amount has been computed prospectively. Whenever there is any change, a retrospective effect has to be ensured. Okay, then obviously schedule 3. Okay, schedule 3 പ്രകാരം നിങ്ങൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക, amounts ഒക്കെ കൃത്യമായിട്ടും കാണിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടോ എന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യുക. So this is a basic things which you have to see for depreciation. First thing you have to make sure that you have to obtain all the list of, you have to obtain understanding which method has been used by the management. Then you have to obtain the list of the fixed asset register. You have to see how many assets has been purchased during the year, how many assets has been sold off during the year. You have to ensure that whether proper authorization has been received before purchase or disposal of asset. See whether the method used for charging the depreciation is consistently applied. Even if there is a change in the depreciation, see whether it has been, the changes has been properly retrospectively shown in the financial statement. See whether any capital expenditure has charged to revenue and revenue expenditure has been capitalized in order to increase the profit or decrease the profit. Then see whether the residual value has been properly verified. If there is a revaluation in the fixed asset, whether the depreciation has been charged to revaluation reserve itself. So these are the basic points which you have to memorize. Okay, so this is all about our depreciation. By this depreciation, we are done with P&L account items. Okay, now we are only left with balance sheet items, which will be we'll be starting in the very next few days itself. Okay, I mean not few days, few hours itself. Okay, yes, see, don't think like, oh sir, sir. This is a very big chapter. Don't mug up the chapter at one go. To sit for this chapter for one day. Like full chapter spend. What you are supposed to do is one item per day. Today we will be learning sales. Tomorrow we will be learning purchase. Day after tomorrow we will be learning sales, purchase, depreciation. So one item per day. You have only 18 items. So each item one day you will be done with. Within 18 days you will be completing with this chapter. That's it. Okay. Yes. So that's all for today's topic. Winding off. See you, Sanjay. Thank you.